Welcome back to our fifth video in the series. We are going to continue from where we left. In the last video we ran the HR scripts, and then we were able to count the number of employees and also display the records of employees in the HR employees table. All right. So the main task was for us to learn how to use the distinct select. Okay. Yeah. So let's get back to the slides. Yeah. So in the slides, yeah, we want to select. We are asked to select the salaries from employees. Okay. Then we arrange them in descending order. All right. So that is the question beforehand. Let's get back to the workbench and do that. Okay, so we want to select or display the salaries of employees, and then arrange them in descending order. So that is from the highest salary to the lowest salary. So we are going to select all from employees. Okay, then we are going to order it by salary. Okay, yeah, so we are not selecting all, sorry, we're selecting salary because we are interested in the salary. So select salary from employees. Then we are going to order by salary. Okay, sorry for that. So order by salary. And then we want it from the top to the bottom. So we'll use descending. Okay, and this is it. All right. So let's execute it and see the outcome. Okay, so you can see that we've selected all the salary from employee table, and then we have a new list here. But you can see that two people are receiving the same salary. There is 17,000 and 17,000. Yeah, so they brought us duplicate values for that. Yeah, but that doesn't look great. Okay, it's not looking great. Yeah, we just want distinct salaries. So if two people are receiving 17,000, we are selecting salary, it should just bring us the 17,000, not to bring it twice. So to get rid of the duplicate, that is when you have to use the select distinct. Yeah, so to resolve that, we will now say select distinct. Yeah, select distinct. Okay, salary. So this time it's not just salary but distinct salary. So the rest remains the same. So from employees, and then we're going to order it by salary again. So the arrangement should be based on their salary. Then in what order we want it, in descending. So from top to bottom. Yeah, top to bottom rather. So let's execute this command, and then you see that the duplicates will be eliminated. So now we have distinct salary value. So that is all that you need to do, and then you have your distinct salary values. Okay, so let's get back to the slides. So we've been able to do this. Okay, so that is the explanation they are given there. And okay, so let's look at the second scenario where you are not selecting only salary, but you're also selecting some other field. So in this case, the job ID. So we want to know the job ID and the salaries they take. Yeah, we can still apply the distinct here. Okay, yeah. So because if you don't apply the distinct here, then it's still going to give you duplicate values here. So let's run this command, and then we'll see the outcome, and then if there are duplicates, we'll fix it. So this time let's go to the workbench, and we are interested in the job ID and also the salary. So select job ID. So you should be careful about the spelling of it. I mean, if you are not sure about it, you have to what check from your table. So you can always do that by what? Yeah, simply what selecting all from the table to see all the records. So you can see we have what job ID here. This is how it is captured. Okay, so I'm going to maintain it the same way. So we are selecting job ID. We want to know the job IDs and the salaries of what the employees. Okay, so job ID and then salary. So we want this information from what employees table. Okay, then we want to order it by, yeah, so let's order by, salary. Okay, then in descending order. Okay, let's execute this and see how it goes. Yeah, so you can see that this time we don't have only the salary, we have the job ID and the salary, but the problem is that we still have our duplicates. Yeah, so how do you fix this when you are not selecting only one, but you are selecting more than one, yeah, column or more than one field, and you want to what have distinct records. Yeah, so it's straightforward. You simply have to what select distinct job ID and what I mean salary from employees. So let's do that. So select distinct. So what you just do is that you add distinct to what whatever code you have there. So distinct job ID. Yeah, but they should be comma separated. So salary, and then from employees, and then order by salary. Yeah, and then in descending order. Okay, so let's execute this. Okay, so this time you can see what I mean. We have what the job IDs, all right, and then the salary, all right, but they are all distinct. We don't have any duplicate value here. So you can look through the entire table and then you wouldn't find any duplicates. Yeah, so that is the distinct. Okay, so we are done with the distinct. The next thing we'll have to do is to what? To look at how the limit um, is used, how limit is used. Okay, so sometimes we can what limit the selections we have and so on, or we can actually restrict it to a number of what records we want to be displayed. So yeah, that is what to retrieve a portion of rows returned by a query, use the limit and offset clauses. Okay, so this is the yeah, the syntax here. So you select what the column list from what the table, and then you order by the column list, and then you limit, yeah, and then you offset. Okay, so limit what, bring the number of rows you want, and then offset what skip some of what, either you want to skip the first, yeah, n number of what um, records before you begin to what display them. Yeah, offset can help you do that. Okay, so let's do some practicals with this. Okay, let's get back to the workbench, and then we'll have what yeah, so let's say we want to let's look at all the records first, then so to see all the records from the employee table, we are selecting all from employees. So I'm going to execute line 3, and that will show us all the records from what the employees table. So here you can see that yeah, we can actually what select the first 3 employees with the highest salary. Okay, yeah, so we want to select the first three employees with the highest salary. Okay, in this particular tax, you can use the limit and offsets. Okay, so let's do that. So we are selecting this time. Let's select all. Okay, yeah, so we are selecting all the records. So select all from employees. That's the name of the table. Select all from employees. Yeah, then we are going to order it by, yeah, so we are going to order it by salary. Okay, let's order by salary. And then we can now bring our offsets. Okay, so let me see. Yeah, it's like the limit comes before the offset. Okay, yeah, the limit comes before the offset. So limit, we want the first three, so we'll limit it to 3. And then you now bring the offsets. Yeah, so offsets, it means you are skipping some rows. And if you don't want to skip any row, because they are saying the first three, so we don't have to skip anything. Okay, so you can make it offset 0, or you don't even bring the offset at all. So order by salary, offset 3, sorry, limit 3, offset 0, and then descending order. Okay, so we'll put here descending. Okay, then let's bring the semicolon. Okay, so let's see, the descending should come right after the the order by salary. So let's get rid of it here. We've placed it in the wrong position, so I'm going to say descending. Okay, so that is fine. Now let's execute this, and then we have the first three, yeah, employees receiving the highest salary in the organization, and you can see it's 24,000, 17,000, 17,000. So assuming we want to accept the first one, the one receiving the highest salary, accept the first person with the highest salary, we want the rest, um, yeah, the next, okay, we can say apart from the person receiving the highest salary, um, we want to generate a list of the next 5 people receiving the highest salary in the organization. So this is when you see the offset working. So it means we are going to use offset to exclude the first record, that is Stephen King. Okay, so let's take note of the first record here, that is Stephen King, and then the ID number is 100, the salary is 24,000. Okay, so I'm just going to modify the code. Okay, so let's modify the code here. So this time we are going to say offset 1, because we are excluding the first person with the highest salary, the next 5 people with the highest salary. So limit 5, offset 1. Okay, let's execute it. Okay, so this time you can see that the highest salary, that was 24,000, is excluded, and the next 5 people receiving the highest salary are displayed here. Okay, so that is how offset works. But if we wanted to say that apart from the top 3 highest salary generate the next 3 people with the highest salary, then we can apply the offset and the limit again here. Yeah, so anytime you are excluding and then you are limiting it to some selected people, you can use offsets and limit. Okay, so let's modify it to do that. All right, so we want the next 3 people Yeah, so we offset it by 3, and then we want to limit it to 3. Okay, so this will eliminate what? The 24,000, the 17,000, 17,000, and it will start with what? 14,000. So let's execute it and see the outcome. Yeah, so you can see it. 14,000, 13,500, and then what? 13,000. And the names are here. John, Karen, and Michael. They are the ones, yeah, the next 3 people after the top 3 salary earners in the company. What about the bottom? Okay, you can also use what offset and limits to bring the bottom records. You know, we started earlier on by counting what? The total number of employees. Okay, so let's say the total number of employees. So I already have the code here. Let me just go and run that. Yeah, so we have what? Select counts employee IDs as what? Number of employees from what? Employees table. So this particular code is going to what? Count the number of employees for us. So let's execute it. And then we have what? Number of employees? It will be 40. Yeah, so with this knowledge, if you are asked a question that, I mean, you should what? Select the bottom what? 5 salary earners. You can use what? Offset here and limit, okay? So the bottom 5 salary earners. So now we know what? The total number. So we are just going to what? Subtract what? 5 from the total number, and then offset, um, yeah, and then offset it, leaving what? 5. Okay, so if we subtract 5 from what? 40, you have what? 35. So it means we are going to offset it by 35 so that it will what? Start displaying from what? 36, yeah, to the bottom. That's what we are going to do. So let's select um, all from what? Employees. Then we'll order it by salary, and then descending order. So this is how it should be. And now we are coming to our limit. This time we are limiting it to what? 5. We want the bottom 5. So we are limiting it to 5. And then because we are looking for the bottom 5, we have to offset it by what? Um, 35, because they are 40. Yeah, so you just do the arithmetic there, and that is it. So I'm going to execute this. Okay, so these are the bottom what? 5 salary earners in the company. Okay, so I'm going to what end it here. Let me see. I intend to make them very short so that, I mean, in each video we get to learn something. Then we'll bring what the rest to what the next video, so that we don't pile them so much in one video. Okay, so we are going to what take a break here and then come back to continue from this point. Okay.